Every morning, the choices you make with your money shape your future. It might feel small when you write down every expense, decide to save a portion of your paycheck, or resist that unnecessary purchase. But these small actions are building blocks. They are shaping habits that will carry you far beyond where most people ever reach. Tracking your spending isn't about restriction, it's about awareness. When you know exactly where your money goes, you gain control over it, and control is the first step toward real financial freedom. Saving a portion of every paycheck and paying yourself first creates security and builds confidence. You begin to see that your salary is not just something to spend. It's a tool, a resource, a foundation. Each dollar saved is a soldier in your army, ready to work for you. By building an emergency fund, you create peace of mind. You no longer live with constant worry about unexpected expenses. You know that no matter what happens, you can handle it. That peace alone is worth more than most people earn in a month. And it allows you to focus on growing your wealth rather than constantly surviving. Eliminating high-interest debt is not optional. It is critical. Debt drains your energy, limits your options, and keeps you trapped in cycles that prevent growth. By eliminating debt, you free up resources and remove mental and emotional burdens. Automating your savings and investments makes this process effortless and consistent. When you set up systems that work without you thinking about them constantly, you eliminate excuses, avoid procrastination, and keep your financial growth steady. Living below your means is a simple yet powerful principle. It requires discipline but offers freedom. By spending less than you earn, you create surplus, resources you can use to invest, to grow, and to seize opportunities. Learning about investing, even in small amounts, allows your money to start working for you. Compounding works quietly but powerfully when you begin early. Each small investment grows over time, turning what feels like modest effort today into significant rewards in the future. Taking advantage of employer benefits and matching contributions is another step that compounds. Many people ignore these opportunities, leaving money on the table. This is free money. Using it wisely accelerates your financial growth without extra effort. Creating side income streams alongside your salary diversifies your resources and increases your security. So, relying solely on a paycheck leaves you vulnerable, but additional income streams give you flexibility and leverage. Investing in yourself through skills, education, and experience increases your earning power. The more valuable you become, the more opportunities open up to you. Avoiding lifestyle inflation ensures that as your salary grows, your expenses don't outpace your income. Buy assets, not liabilities. Focus on accumulating things that create value and wealth rather than temporary satisfaction. Delayed gratification is essential here. Resisting the urge to spend impulsively keeps your goals on track. Budgeting every dollar with purpose creates clarity. You know exactly where your money is going and why. Reinvesting extra income rather than spending it accelerates your wealth. Surrounding yourself with financially smart people keeps you motivated and accountable. Their habits, mindset, and decisions influence your own positively, and learning from them reduces costly mistakes. Staying consistent with long-term financial goals ensures that short-term setbacks don't derail your plans. Finally, continue learning about money and wealth-building strategies. Knowledge compounds just like money. The journey to wealth on a salary is not about luck. It's about choices, discipline, and consistency. Each step, each habit, and each action matters. The power to change your financial life is entirely in your hands. Every decision you make builds momentum toward freedom, security, and opportunity. By applying these 20 principles consistently, you create a path that not only increases your wealth, but transforms your mindset, your habits, and ultimately your life. Way 1, track every expense and cut unnecessary spending. When it comes to getting rich on your salary, the very first thing you need to understand is that money slips away quietly when you are not watching it. Every little purchase, every quick decision, every swipe of a card may feel harmless in the moment, but added together they build into a habit that keeps you broke. The path to financial strength begins with paying attention to where every single dollar goes. Most people never get rich, not because they don't make enough, but because they don't know what they're doing with what they already have. You cannot improve what you don't measure, and you cannot control what you don't track. If you were to write down every expense for a month, you'd be shocked at what you discover. You'd see how much went to coffee, snacks, fast food, subscriptions, or little upgrades you didn't even think twice about. Those small amounts don't feel dangerous until you add them up. Suddenly, what you thought was only a few dollars is hundreds at the end of the month. This is where your power begins. Awareness. By tracking, you bring the invisible into the light. You turn vague feelings into clear facts. Once you see the numbers, you can no longer deny them. The goal is not to live without joy. The goal is to stop spending unconsciously. If you don't know where your money goes, someone else already decided for you. Companies spend billions on marketing just to get you to spend without thinking. But when you write every expense down, you start to slow that process. You pause before spending because you know you'll have to record it. That small act of awareness gives you control, and control is the foundation of wealth. Now, once you're tracking, the next step is to cut what doesn't serve you. Look at those numbers and ask yourself which expenses add nothing to your life. Do you need 5 different streaming services? Do you need to eat out 4 nights a week? Do you need to upgrade your phone every year? Many people spend money not because they truly want something, but because they're following habits, routines, or the influence of others. Cutting unnecessary spending is not punishment, it's liberation. It means you no longer throw your hard-earned money at things that don't improve your life. Imagine if you trim just $10 a day of unnecessary spending. That's $300 a month, $3,600 a year. Over 10 years, invested wisely, that could grow into tens of thousands of dollars. And that's just from cutting the small leaks. What about the big ones? A car that costs more than you need, rent that eats up too much of your salary, or debt payments caused by poor spending choices. Reducing those major leaks can transform your financial future. The truth is, it's not always about making more money. It's about keeping more of what you earn. You might think tracking and cutting are boring, but boredom is not the enemy here. The enemy is financial stress. The enemy is living paycheck to paycheck. The enemy is watching years pass by without progress. That stress, that cycle, is far more painful than the effort it takes to monitor your spending. People who get rich don't just earn more, they manage better. They look at every dollar as a worker, and they refuse to waste workers on jobs that don't matter. This practice also sharpens your discipline. Every time you choose to skip an unnecessary expense, you're building a muscle. That muscle of self-control will help you later when you're handling bigger amounts of money. Because if you cannot control $50, you will never control $5,000. Wealthy people are not born with stronger willpower. They built it one small choice at a time. And that process often begins with something as simple as tracking expenses. There's also an emotional shift that happens when you cut the excess. You begin to feel lighter. You stop feeling like you're always chasing after money. Instead of money controlling you, you begin to control money. When you realize you can live well without all the extra, you gain confidence. And confidence in money management is priceless. It takes away fear. It takes away the feeling that you'll never have enough. You see clearly that with discipline and awareness, your salary is more powerful than you ever believed. Don't underestimate how freeing this habit can be. If you ever felt trapped by your income, this is the door out. Because when you cut waste, you create space. That space is where saving and investing begins. That space is where you buy back your future. Most people want the rewards of wealth, but are unwilling to make the first trade, giving up the unnecessary today for the freedom of tomorrow. But once you start, it becomes addictive. You look at your expenses each month and take pride in how much less you wasted compared to before. You see your savings account growing. You feel in charge. That feeling is worth more than any short burst of pleasure from another purchase. Remember, the first way to get rich on your salary is not to wait for more income, not to hope for a miracle raise, not to dream about winning something. It is to take what you already have and treat it with respect. Tracking every expense and cutting unnecessary spending may sound simple, but it is the cornerstone of financial growth. This is where the journey starts. Not tomorrow, not when you earn more, but right now with the money that is already flowing through your hands. Way 2. Save a fixed percentage from every paycheck. Saving a fixed percentage from every paycheck is one of the most powerful habits you can ever create with your money. It doesn't matter how much you earn today. What matters is whether you keep part of it for yourself. Too many people wait for the right time to start saving, thinking they'll begin when they make more. But if you cannot save when you make a little, you will never save when you make a lot. The habit must start now, no matter the size of the paycheck. When your salary comes in, most people already have plans for where it will go. Bills, food, rent, entertainment, maybe a little left over if they're lucky. They treat saving as the leftover part, something that might happen if nothing else gets in the way. But the truth is, there will always be something in the way. Unexpected expenses always show up. Lifestyle always demands more. If you wait until everything else is taken care of before you save, you will never save consistently. That is why you must decide to pay yourself first. The practice is simple but life-changing. Choose a percentage of your income, maybe 5%, maybe 10%, maybe even more, and make it untouchable. That portion is yours to keep. It's not for bills, not for splurges, not for emergencies. It's the foundation of your wealth. When you save a fixed percentage, you create a system that works whether your paycheck is small or large. If you make more in the future, your savings automatically grow without you needing to think about it. If your salary is tight now, even a small percentage builds the muscle of consistency. Think about the discipline you build with this. Every time you save, you're proving to yourself that you have control. You're not just spending everything as it comes in. You're not just surviving, you're building. That's the difference between those who stay stuck and those who break free financially. Wealth is not built in one giant leap. It's built paycheck by paycheck, percentage by percentage, with steady commitment. Some people argue they don't have enough to save. They believe their entire paycheck is already spoken for. But here's the truth. No matter the salary, there is always a way to keep something aside. Even if it's just a few dollars, starting matters more than the amount. Because saving is not about the number, it's about the principle. The act itself transforms you. The amount can grow later. If you can save $20 now, one day you can save $200 and later $2,000. But the habit has to begin with what you have today. Saving a fixed percentage also creates peace of mind. You no longer live with the stress of always being one paycheck away from disaster. Even when emergencies strike, you have a safety net forming. That security allows you to breathe. It allows you to think more clearly about your future instead of always scrambling to cover the present. Money saved equals freedom earned, and freedom is what people truly want. Over time, this percentage becomes your greatest ally. Imagine saving 10% of every paycheck for the next 10 years. That's more than one full year of your salary sitting as your own reserve, growing and compounding when invested. And that's without changing your job, without winning the lottery, without waiting for a miracle. That's simply you being disciplined enough to say, I deserve to keep part of what I earn. Another powerful thing happens when you save this way. You stop feeling desperate for every dollar. You don't feel trapped by your paycheck because you know part of it is working for your future. That builds confidence. Confidence leads to better decisions. Better decisions lead to more opportunities. It all starts with something as simple as saving a percentage each month without fail. And here's the truth. If you skip this step, every other financial strategy becomes weaker. You can't invest without savings. You can't build wealth without capital. You can't take risks or opportunities without something set aside. Saving a fixed percentage is the seed from which everything else grows. Without it, you'll always be stuck in the cycle of earning and spending, with nothing left to show. So when that paycheck arrives, the very first action is not to cover the bills, not to spend, not to reward yourself. The first action is to honor your future. Take that percentage and set it aside. The rest can be managed, adjusted, or spent, but that portion belongs to you. Do this month after month, year after year, and you will not only have money, you will have built discipline, freedom, and control. That's how you get rich on your salary, not someday, but starting today. Way 3, pay yourself first before paying bills. Paying yourself first before paying bills is one of the strongest decisions you can ever make about money. Most people put themselves last. They take their paycheck, run down the list of bills, rent, utilities, groceries, payments, and then check if anything is left over. The sad part is, nothing is ever left over. By the time they think of saving, their salary has already disappeared. That's why so many work for years and have nothing to show for it. When you decide to pay yourself first, you flip the order. You put your future before your expenses. The moment your paycheck arrives, the first thing you do is keep a portion for yourself. That is not selfish. That is smart. You earned that money with your time, your energy, your life. If you don't keep some of it, then who will? If you always let the bills come first, the bills will own you. If you come first, your money will start working for you. If you come first, your money working. Paying yourself first doesn't mean ignoring your responsibilities. It means creating a system where your future is not negotiable. When you make yourself a priority, everything else adjusts. At first, it might feel uncomfortable. You may wonder how you'll manage all your expenses if you set money aside before paying them. But here's the reality. People adjust their spending to what's available. If you keep money for yourself up front, you'll naturally find ways to make the rest stretch. Without this habit, you'll keep stretching your paycheck until nothing is left. Think about how powerful this is. Every month, you're building a foundation brick by brick. You're not waiting for extra money. You're not waiting for luck. You're paying yourself as if you were the most important bill in your life. And you are, because if you don't secure your future, no one else will. Companies won't do it for you. Governments won't do it for you. Even family cannot guarantee it for you. Only you can decide that part of your paycheck is off limits. This habit also changes the way you think about money. Suddenly, you don't just see your salary as something to survive on, but as something to build from. You begin to look forward to saving instead of dreading the bills. You start feeling stronger because you know you're not working just to pay others. You're also working to reward yourself. That shift in perspective builds confidence, and confidence is priceless in the journey to wealth. Imagine what happens if you do this for years. Paying yourself first means that even if life throws challenges at you, you'll have reserves. You won't collapse at the first emergency. You'll have something that proves your discipline and foresight. Over time, the money you paid yourself begins to earn money. It grows, compounds, and creates opportunities you never thought possible. All because you made a simple choice every payday. I come first. The reason so many fail financially isn't because they don't earn enough. It's because they never made themselves a priority. They thought the paycheck was for everyone else, the landlord, the bank, the credit card company, the grocery store. They forgot that without keeping something for themselves, they're just passing money through. Paying yourself first stops that cycle. It creates ownership. It creates a sense that you're not just working for today, but for tomorrow. There will be months when it feels tight. There will be times when you're tempted to skip it, thinking you'll catch up later. But the truth is, skipping means breaking your word to yourself. And every time you keep your word and pay yourself first, you grow stronger. That strength carries into every other area of life. Discipline, confidence, independence. Money becomes not just a tool, but proof that you honor your own future. That's how wealth is built on a salary. Not by chance, not by waiting, but by deciding that before any bill is paid, before any expense is covered, you take care of the most important person, yourself. Month after month, year after year, that decision transforms your financial life in ways you can't even imagine today. Way 4, build an emergency fund to protect your savings. Building an emergency fund to protect your savings is one of the smartest shields you can ever give yourself. Too many people start saving, they build some progress, and then one unexpected expense wipes it all out. The car breaks down, the roof leaks, the medical bill shows up, or the company downsizes. Suddenly, everything they worked for vanishes, and they feel like they're starting all over again. That's why an emergency fund isn't just a good idea. It's a necessity. An emergency fund is like giving yourself breathing space. It's not there to make you rich, but it's there to make sure you never fall back to zero. It keeps you from touching the money you're trying to grow. Because here's the truth. Without an emergency fund, life will force you to dip into your savings every time something happens. And life always happens. Cars break, kids get sick, jobs change. If you don't have protection, you'll keep robbing your future to pay for the present. Think about the peace of mind it brings. Imagine knowing that if something goes wrong tomorrow, you're not going to panic. You're not going to pull out a credit card that buries you in debt. You're not going to drain the savings you've worked so hard to build. You'll have a cushion, and that cushion gives you confidence. It allows you to breathe, make decisions calmly, and keep moving forward. Without it, every unexpected event feels like a financial storm that knocks you off balance. The size of the emergency fund will depend on your life, but the principle is the same. Aim for at least a few months of expenses, and then grow it until you feel secure. Some people start with just a small buffer, maybe a few $100s, then expand it to 1 month, 3 months, or even 6 months of living costs. The key is to make it untouchable, unless it's a real emergency. It's not for shopping, it's not for vacations, it's not for upgrades, it's for survival when life turns upside down. The discipline to build this fund also changes your relationship with money. It forces you to separate wants from needs. It pushes you to think long-term instead of reacting to every short-term problem. When you've built this cushion, you walk differently. You feel stronger because you know that you're not one paycheck away from disaster. That sense of stability is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself and your family. Here's the other part people don't realize. Having an emergency fund actually helps you take more opportunities. When you know you're protected, you can take risks with more confidence. You can invest without fear because you're not gambling with your survival money. You can say yes to growth opportunities instead of being trapped in constant fear of what might go wrong. Security is not just about protecting your savings, it's about opening doors you couldn't even see before. Many people ignore this habit because they think their salary is too small to save extra. But the truth is, you don't need to build it all at once. Even putting aside a tiny portion every month will eventually build into something significant. The key is consistency. Month after month, small contributions add up. And when the day comes that you need it, you'll be grateful you had the foresight to start. Without this fund, financial progress is fragile. It doesn't matter how much you save or invest, one crisis can wipe it away. That's why building an emergency fund is not just another tip. It's the foundation that protects everything else. Once you have it in place, you'll notice a huge difference in how you feel about money. Fear decreases, stress lowers, confidence rises, and with that confidence, you'll be ready to move into bigger financial habits that build wealth. Way 5. Eliminate high-interest debt quickly. Investing early and consistently is one of the most powerful habits you can ever develop with your salary. Too many people think investing is only for the rich, or that they need to wait until they're earning more before they start. That kind of thinking is what keeps most people from ever getting ahead. The truth is, time is more valuable than money when it comes to building wealth. Even small amounts invested regularly can turn into something meaningful if you start early and stay consistent. Think about the difference between someone who starts investing in their 20s and someone who waits until their 40s. The first person may not even put in as much money overall, But because their money had more years to grow, they end up far ahead. That's because wealth grows little by little, year after year, and the longer you give it time to work, the greater the result becomes. Waiting until you feel ready is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. The perfect time will never arrive, but the best time to start is always today. Investing early. When you commit to putting aside a portion of your salary regularly, you train yourself to prioritize the future over the impulse of the moment. That discipline creates a financial backbone that supports every other part of your money mindset. You begin to see money not as something just to spend, but as a tool that works for you. Every dollar you invest is like putting a worker on your team. The earlier you recruit those workers, the more they can build for you over time. Consistency is just as important as starting early. It's not about making one big move, it's about staying steady. Even if the amount is small, the act of contributing month after month builds strength. Markets rise and fall, but consistency carries you through the ups and downs. Too many people give up after a setback or wait for the perfect moment to invest, but that moment never comes. The people who win are the ones who stay in the game, adding to their investments steadily while others hesitate. Investing also changes how you think. You stop focusing only on the short-term pleasures that spending can give and start focusing on the long-term benefits of growth. You begin to see possibilities instead of limits. Each investment becomes a statement that you believe in your future, that you trust yourself to grow, and that you're committed to building something bigger than just surviving paycheck to paycheck. That belief is what separates those who stay stuck from those who build wealth. It doesn't matter if your salary feels small right now. What matters is building the habit. If you can invest even a tiny percentage every month, you're proving to yourself that you are capable of thinking ahead. Over time, your income may grow, and when it does, your habit will already be in place. That's the real power. When your salary increases, you won't just spend more, you'll invest more. And that's how ordinary people become wealthy without ever needing to win the lottery or land a miracle. There's also a mental peace that comes from knowing you are building for the future. It removes some of the anxiety of money because you're no longer depending only on your salary. You know that while you work for money today, your money is quietly working for you in the background. That peace of mind alone is worth the discipline it takes to start. When you look back after years of consistent investing, you'll see that the real reward wasn't just the money you built, but the mindset you created. You'll see how every small sacrifice you made added up to something life-changing. You'll realize that wealth is not an accident, it's a habit, one that starts small, grows with time, and pays back more than you ever imagined. Way 6. Automate your savings and investments. Stay away from bad debt. If you want to build wealth on your salary, you have to understand this rule clearly. Bad debt is a thief. It steals not only your money, but also your peace, your freedom, and your ability to move forward. Too many people use debt as a shortcut to live a lifestyle they haven't earned yet. They think credit cards, loans, or buy now, pay later plans are harmless, but what they don't see is that every time they swipe for something they can't afford, they're giving away a piece of their future. Bad debt keeps you chained. When your paycheck comes in and most of it goes right back out to cover debt payments, you're not free, you're a servant. That stress eats at you. Instead of thinking about how to grow, how to invest, or how to get ahead, your mind is stuck worrying about bills, due dates, and minimum payments. That is not the kind of mindset that builds wealth. It's a cycle that keeps you working harder, but staying in the same place. Here's the truth, not all debt is the same. Debt that builds assets or income, like a reasonable mortgage on a home or a carefully planned business loan, can sometimes be considered good debt. But bad debt, money borrowed for things that lose value the second you buy them, is poison. Cars that depreciate, clothes to impress, vacations you can't afford. These are the traps that quietly drain your future. They make you look rich today while making sure you stay poor tomorrow. What's dangerous about bad debt is how easy it feels at the start. The payments look small, the interest doesn't seem like much, and you convince yourself you'll pay it off quickly. But little by little, it piles up. Suddenly, that small monthly bill is multiplied across 3 or 4 loans, and now half your salary disappears before you even touch it. That's when people realize too late that they've given their financial power away. If you want to get ahead, you have to train yourself to live without falling into that trap. That means building patience. If you can't afford something today, you don't buy it. You save for it. You wait for it. You discipline yourself to say no to what you can't afford, so you can say yes to bigger things in the future. That's how you build strength with your money. Another thing about debt is the emotional weight it brings. It's not just numbers on a page. It's pressure on your mind and heart. It makes you second guess yourself. It keeps you up at night. It makes you feel like you're working, but not winning. That weight can crush your motivation if you let it. And here's the important part. Money is not just about math. It's about emotions. If you constantly feel trapped, stressed, or guilty about your finances, you'll never feel free enough to dream bigger. That's why staying away from bad debt isn't just financial advice. It's mental freedom. And let's be clear, it's not about never spending, it's about spending wisely. There's nothing wrong with enjoying your money. But you must understand the difference between spending from strength and spending from weakness. Spending from strength is when you buy something because you can truly afford it, without debt, without stress, without guilt. Spending from weakness is when you borrow to look rich, while dieting, knowing deep down that you're not ready for it yet. Weakness keeps people stuck for years. So make this decision for yourself. You will not let debt control your life. If you already have debt, commit to paying it off with discipline and speed. Don't let it linger, don't make excuses, and don't add to it. Every dollar you free from debt is a dollar that can go toward investing, saving, or building your future. The faster you break free, the sooner you can redirect your energy toward growth instead of survival. The wealthy don't get there by owing everyone else. They get there by owning their choices, their habits, and their future. And the first step is this: stay away from bad debt, because nothing destroys your financial freedom faster than living a life built on borrowed money. Way 7. Live below your means consistently. Build multiple streams of income. If you really want to get ahead financially, if you truly want to create wealth instead of just surviving paycheck to paycheck, you must understand this truth. One income is too close to none. Relying on a single paycheck is like standing on one leg. The moment something shakes, an emergency, a job loss, an economic downturn, you fall. But when you build multiple streams of income, you create stability, freedom, and power over your financial life. Think about it. Most people live with one income source. Their job, they work hard, they give their time, their energy, their best years, but their entire financial life is tied to one employer, one paycheck, one fragile source. If that disappears tomorrow, how many people could truly survive more than a few weeks or months? That's a dangerous way to live. It's not freedom, it's dependence. Wealthy people think differently. They don't depend on one stream, they build several. They know that money must be flowing to them from different directions, like rivers feeding into a lake. A salary might be one river, an investment could be another. A small side business, rental income, dividends, royalties, digital products, all of these are streams. The more streams you build, the more secure you become. Even if one dries up, the others keep flowing. Here's the key: multiple streams of income don't happen overnight. They are built with intention. At first, you may only have your job. That's your foundation. From there, you commit to creating your second stream. Maybe it's starting a side hustle. Maybe it's investing a portion of your salary into stocks, bonds, or real estate. Maybe it's learning a skill you can monetize outside of your job. Whatever it is, you take that first step to add one more flow of money into your life. And this is where most people make excuses. They say, I don't have time. But time is not the issue, priorities are. The same people who say they don't have time spend hours watching TV, scrolling online, or wasting energy on things that don't grow them. If you have time for entertainment, you have time to build an extra stream of income. It doesn't have to be huge at first. Even an extra Dinsel Erbiter Sambit a month from a side project can change the game because that money can be saved, invested, or used to create even bigger streams. The beauty of multiple streams is that they give you options. When you only have one paycheck, you live in fear of losing it. But when you have several, you gain confidence. You're no longer trapped by one employer, one boss, one situation. You have flexibility. You can take risks, you can make bolder decisions, and you can build wealth faster because your income is not capped. This is why wealthy people don't rely on jobs alone. They let their money work for them. They invest in assets that create passive income. They build businesses that keep paying them even when they sleep. They diversify their money so no single loss can destroy them. That is the mindset of freedom. And let's be honest, multiple streams of income are not just about money, they're about peace of mind. Imagine knowing that even if something happens to your job, your life doesn't collapse. Imagine knowing that your bills are still covered because other income streams are flowing in. That kind of security takes away fear and replaces it with power. That's when you stop living paycheck to paycheck and start living with purpose. The world is changing fast. Jobs are less stable, technology is replacing roles, and economies shift overnight. If you're still living on one income, you're risking everything on a fragile system. But if you build multiple streams, you build a safety net that keeps you standing, no matter what storms come your way. So don't wait. Start building. Take the skills you have and turn them into value for others. Learn about investing. Start small, but start today. Every extra stream you create is a step toward freedom. And remember, freedom doesn't come from working harder at one job. It comes from creating multiple flows of income that keep growing while you sleep. Way 8. Learn basic investing and start small. Learn basic investing and start small. Too many people hear the word investing and immediately think it's something complicated. Reserved only for the wealthy, or something that requires advanced knowledge of finance. That mindset is one of the biggest reasons why so many stay stuck working. What? For money all their lives instead of ever having money work for them. The truth is, investing is not only for the rich. It is how ordinary people become rich. And it doesn't require perfection or genius. It requires discipline, patience, and the willingness to start small. If you depend only on your salary, you'll always be limited. Your income will only grow when someone else decides to give you a raise or a promotion. But when you invest, you create a system where your money begins multiplying without you constantly trading your time. This is the great shift from being a worker to becoming an owner. Workers get paid once for their effort. Owners get paid continuously because their money, their assets, or their businesses keep producing. Here's the problem. Most people avoid investing because they think they don't have enough money. They say, I'll invest when I have more. But that day never comes because they never start. The truth is, you don't need thousands of dollars to begin. Even small amounts can grow into something life-changing over time if you are consistent. The power is not in the size of your investment today, but in the habit of investing regularly and letting time do the heavy lifting. Think about this. If someone invests a small portion of their paycheck every month, even back over years and decades, that money doesn't just add up. It multiplies. Compounding turns small drops into an ocean. The earlier you start, the bigger the growth, because time is the most powerful ingredient in wealth building. If you wait until you feel ready, you've already lost precious years that could have worked in your favor. Basic investing doesn't require you to be a financial expert. You can learn the essentials: how to buy into index funds, how to invest in retirement accounts, how to put money into mutual funds, or even explore real estate when you're prepared. The key is not to chase quick wins or gamble on things you don't understand. The key is steady, consistent, investing in assets that grow over time. One of the most dangerous traps people fall into is keeping all their money in cash or savings accounts. While it feels safe, the reality is that inflation eats away at its value year after year. What you could buy with Pinezel e-Byte today won't be the same 5 years from now. If you only save without investing, you're not really growing, you're slowly losing purchasing power. That's why investing is not optional, it's essential. And it's not about becoming reckless, it's about becoming educated. When you learn the basics of investing, you protect yourself from scams, hype, and fear. You don't panic when the market goes up and down because you understand the long-term picture. Wealthy people don't get shaken by temporary drops because they know the game is measured in decades, not days. They focus on building assets steadily, not chasing quick flips. Investing is also about mindset. When you decide to invest, you're declaring to yourself that your future matters more than temporary pleasures. You're saying that you value long-term freedom over short-term thrills. And when you see your investments grow, even slowly at first, you start building confidence. That confidence grows into momentum, and soon you're not just surviving, you're building wealth, one step at a time. Imagine the difference in two people with the same salary. One spends everything, living for the moment, and ends up with nothing to show after years of work. The other invests small amounts regularly, protects those investments, and decades later is financially independent. The difference is not luck. It's not genius. It's the decision to invest and the discipline to stick with it. So start now, no matter how small. Pick a simple investment you understand, commit to putting money into it regularly, and let time do its work. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Every month that passes without you investing is an opportunity lost. Build the habit today, and in the years to come, you'll look back and realize it was one of the best decisions you ever made. Way 9. Take advantage of employer benefits and matching. Take advantage of employer benefits and matching. Many people don't realize that their workplace is offering them one of the easiest ways to grow wealth, and they ignore it. When your employer gives you benefits like retirement account matching, insurance coverage, or even education allowances, that is free money or free opportunity. Yet too many people leave it on the table simply because they don't take the time to understand what is available to them. Think about what it means when a company offers to match a portion of your retirement contributions. If you put in $100 and they match 50 or even 100, you've instantly doubled your money without doing anything extra. That's not just a good deal, that's the best deal you'll ever find. There is no investment in the world that guarantees you that kind of return right from the start. Umgargings, that is like turning down a raise that is already being offered to you. Benefits aren't only about retirement accounts. Some employers provide health insurance, stock purchase programs, professional development, or tuition reimbursement. These benefits, if used properly, save you money that you would otherwise have to spend out of pocket. That savings can then be redirected into your investments, your emergency fund, or paying down debt. Every dollar saved is a dollar that can be put to work for your future. The sad truth is, many people work for years without ever looking into their benefits. They think it's boring paperwork, or they assume it doesn't matter. But the wealthy are not casual about opportunities. They read the fine print, they ask questions, and they take advantage of everything offered. Because they know that every advantage adds up, and over time, the difference can be massive. But consider the employee who contributes consistently to a retirement account with matching. Over a decade, that account can grow to tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Meanwhile, the coworker who ignored the benefit has nothing extra to show. Same salary, same workplace, but completely different results. That difference is not in talent or effort. It's in awareness and action. Employer stock purchase programs are another area often overlooked. If your company allows you to buy stock at a discount, that's another opportunity to build wealth. But here's the key. Don't treat it as free money to spend. Treat it as an investment. Hold on to it, let it grow, and think of it as another stream of wealth building, another hidden benefit. If your company is willing to pay for certifications, courses, or further education, that's an investment in your earning power. Too many people skip it because they don't want the extra work. But every new skill you acquire increases your value in the marketplace. When your skills grow, your income potential grows. And if your employer is paying for that growth, you're turning opportunity into wealth without draining your pocket. Taking full advantage of these benefits also shows you are responsible and forward-thinking. Yeah, employers notice when employees care about their future, and it can even position you better for promotions and raises. You're not just an employee working for today, you're someone thinking long-term, and that makes you stand out. Here's the bottom line. Benefits and matching are silent wealth builders. They don't scream for your attention. They're often hidden in HR paperwork or employee portals. But ignoring them is a mistake that costs you thousands over time. Start reading your employee handbook. Ask your HR department what you're entitled to. Take full advantage of retirement matches, health plans, stock programs, and education support. Because while others are leaving free money behind, you'll be using every resource to move closer to financial independence. If you're serious about building wealth on your salary, you cannot afford to ignore what's already available to you. Small steps like this compound over time. Employer benefits are part of your income, you just have to claim them. And the people who claim them consistently are the ones who end up financially secure, while others wonder where all the years of hard work went. Way 10. Create a side income stream alongside your salary. Create a side income stream alongside your salary. Relying solely on your paycheck is one of the fastest ways to stay trapped in financial limitation. The moment you begin to create additional income streams, you start giving yourself freedom, flexibility, and security. A side income doesn't have to be complicated, and it doesn't have to be risky. What it does need is commitment and consistency. Many people look at side hustles and think they're only for people with extra time or special talents. The truth is, everyone has skills or opportunities they can turn into income if they are willing to act. It could be tutoring, freelancing, consulting, online sales, or even creating digital products. The key is to find something that aligns with your abilities and can realistically bring in money without taking away from your main job's performance. The first step is to identify your skills and passions. Ask yourself, what can I offer that others will pay for? Too often, people dismiss their own knowledge or talents thinking it isn't valuable, but every skill has a market. If you can teach, advise, build, create, or manage something, someone is willing to pay you for it. That's the foundation of a side income stream. Once you've identified the opportunity, start small. Don't quit your job or risk your primary source of income immediately. Instead, dedicate a few hours a week to building it. Consistency is far more powerful than intensity in the early stages. It's better to work a steady 2 to 3 hours every evening than to overcommit and burn out in a week. Over time, this side income grows, and those small steps compound into meaningful earnings. The beauty of having a side income is that it shifts your mindset. You begin to see money as something you create, not something you simply earn from your employer. It teaches entrepreneurship, problem solving, and creativity. You'll find yourself thinking differently about opportunities and risks. You start noticing ways to leverage your time and resources that you never considered when you were only living paycheck to paycheck. Another crucial aspect: when your side income begins to bring in money, don't spend it immediately on lifestyle upgrades. Instead, use a portion to grow the side business, another portion to invest, and a portion to save. This disciplined approach multiplies the impact of the work you're putting in. It's not just extra cash. It's financial growth that accelerates over time. Many successful people built their wealth not by waiting for a massive raise or promotion, but by creating multiple streams of income. Your salary is one stream, but each additional stream reduces your dependency and increases your control over your financial life. It also provides a safety net. If something happens to your main job, your side income keeps money flowing and reduces stress. Time management is critical here. Balancing a full-time job and a side income requires discipline. You have to plan your days, eliminate distractions, and be willing to work when others are resting. But the payoff is enormous. The sense of control, independence, and accomplishment is unmatched. You're not only earning extra money, you're building skills, networks, and confidence that will serve you for life. It's also important to embrace experimentation. Not every side income attempt will succeed, and that's okay. The lessons learned are invaluable. With each attempt, you understand more about your market, your skills, and how to operate efficiently. Person and adaptation are what separate those who succeed from those who quit at the first obstacle. Creating a side income also reshapes your financial priorities. You start questioning purchases, considering investments, and evaluating how each decision contributes to long-term growth. Money stops being a tool for temporary satisfaction and becomes a tool for building freedom and security. Finally, remember that starting small is better than not starting at all. Every hour you dedicate, every skill you monetize, every dollar you earn outside your salary compounds into something significant. Over time, your side income doesn't have to replace your salary immediately. It just needs to grow consistently. And as it grows, it gives you options. More choice, more control, and more power over your financial future. Way 11, invest in skills that increase your earning power. Invest in skills that increase your earning power. This is one of the most powerful decisions you can make in your financial life. Your salary is determined largely by the value you provide, and the value you provide is directly tied to the skills you possess. If you want to earn more, you must become more capable, more knowledgeable, and more adaptable. Investing in yourself is not an expense. It's the highest return investment you will ever make. Every day you spend time learning, practicing, and mastering skills, you are increasing your ability to earn. Skills make money, not time. If you rely solely on trading hours for dollars, your income is capped. But when you develop skills that are in demand, your potential is limitless. Consider what skills are most valued in your industry, or what skills open doors to better paying opportunities. Technical skills, communication skills, leadership abilities, and problem-solving skills are universally valuable. Start by assessing your current abilities and identifying gaps that, if filled, would make you more marketable. This might be learning a software tool that is critical in your field, improving your public speaking to influence clients or colleagues, mastering sales techniques, or even developing digital marketing expertise. The more rare and valuable your skills, the higher your earning potential. The next step is deliberate learning. Don't just consume content passively. Read books, take courses, attend workshops, and learn from mentors who have achieved what you want to achieve. Every hour you invest in learning and applying knowledge compounds over time. Unlike money spent on temporary pleasures, the skills you acquire remain with you, multiplying your potential throughout your entire career. Practical application is crucial. Knowledge without execution doesn't increase your value. Every skill you learn should be applied in real-world scenarios. Solve problems at work that others can't. Take on projects that stretch your abilities. Volunteer for assignments that require skills you're developing. The more you apply what you learn, the faster you improve, and the more visible your value becomes. Investing in your skills also requires patience and consistency. Many people expect instant results and give up too soon. Skill acquisition is a process that compounds slowly at first and accelerates over time. The more persistent you are, the stronger and more versatile you become. Eventually, your capabilities will open doors to higher salaries, promotions, and opportunities that were previously out of reach. Networking plays a vital role in this process. Surround yourself with people who are smarter, more skilled, and more successful than you. Being in environments where growth is normal and knowledge is abundant accelerates your learning. Conversations with experienced individuals provide insights that no book or course can offer. Observing how successful people operate teaches you strategies, attitudes, and behaviors that translate into earning potential. Another aspect is adaptability. The job market and the economy are always changing. Skills that were valuable yesterday may not be as critical tomorrow. Investing in skills that keep you relevant ensures long-term security and growth. Continuous learning protects you from obsolescence. It allows you to pivot to new opportunities, command higher salaries, and remain competitive. It's important to recognize that skills not only increase your earning power, but also enhance your confidence. The more capable you become, the more opportunities you recognize, and the more willing you are to pursue them. Confidence attracts responsibility, promotions, and high-value projects. People naturally gravitate toward those who demonstrate competence and reliability. Mentorship is another multiplier for your skills. Learning directly from someone who has achieved the level of success you aspire to accelerates your growth. Mentors provide guidance, feedback, and strategies that save you time and prevent costly mistakes. Their experience becomes a shortcut, allowing you to focus on what truly works. Tracking progress is critical. Every new skill you acquire should translate into measurable results. Monitor how your abilities are improving your performance, increasing efficiency, or opening new income streams. This feedback loop motivates continued investment in yourself and keeps you aligned with high-value activities. Finally, remember that the most successful individuals don't rely solely on luck. Their earnings, their security, and their freedom come from the deliberate accumulation of skills that are valuable, rare, and in demand. Each hour, each course, each project you undertake is a building block for your financial future. Skill acquisition is the ultimate lever. It magnifies every dollar you earn, every opportunity you seize, and every choice you make. By investing consistently in yourself, you transform your salary into a launchpad. You're no longer trapped by the limits of a fixed income. You create multiple pathways to wealth, security, and financial independence. Your time becomes more productive, your value increases, and your confidence rises. Way 12. Avoid lifestyle inflation as your salary grows. Avoid lifestyle inflation as your salary. This is one of the most overlooked habits that separates those who get rich, right, on a salary from those who remain trapped in paycheck-to-paycheck living. Every time your income increases, there's a natural temptation to increase your spending. It feels good to upgrade your lifestyle, to drive a better car, live in a larger house, or buy more luxurious items. But this is the trap of lifestyle inflation. The moment you let your expenses rise with your income, you sacrifice the power of your growing earnings to build wealth. The key is to maintain control over your spending. Just because you earn more doesn't mean you should spend more. Instead, let your lifestyle remain constant while your income grows. Keep your basic living costs stable and channel the additional earnings into investments, savings, and skill building. This creates a compounding effect. The more money you save and invest while maintaining your standard of living, the faster your wealth grows. Developing discipline in spending requires awareness. Track your habits and identify areas where small increases in spending can silently drain your financial power. Value every purchase carefully. Ask yourself whether it aligns with your long-term financial goals or simply satisfies a temporary desire. By consciously controlling your lifestyle, you create room for your money to work for you instead of being consumed by instant gratification. Another crucial aspect is prioritizing value over status. Many people spend to appear successful rather than to become successful. Expensive clothes, flashy gadgets, and luxury experiences often provide little return on financial growth. Instead, focus on acquiring things that build wealth, increase your skills, or create opportunities. When your focus shifts from status to value, you gain financial freedom faster than you ever imagined. Avoiding lifestyle inflation also means setting clear financial boundaries. Define your essential expenses, stick to them, and refuse to let new income automatically justify higher spending. Set a budget that supports your financial goals and treat it as a non-negotiable commitment. Every dollar saved from avoiding unnecessary lifestyle upgrades becomes a powerful tool to accelerate wealth creation. Consistency is critical here. The habit of restraint must continue even as your earnings rise over time. Many people experience initial financial success but lose it quickly because their spending scales with their income. By keeping lifestyle inflation in check, you can ensure that every pay increase directly contributes to building your wealth, not just maintaining a fancier version of your previous lifestyle. Focus also on measuring progress through assets, not possessions. Wealth is built on ownership of things that generate income or appreciate over time. Investments, savings accounts, rental properties, and stocks all increase your net worth. High-priced consumer goods, no matter how appealing, rarely contribute to wealth creation. Align every financial decision with the principle of building assets rather than accumulating liabilities. Avoiding lifestyle inflation also strengthens your discipline in other areas of life. When you learn to control spending and resist impulse purchases, this mindset carries over into career decisions, investments, and discipline becomes a habit that compounds in every area, giving you more leverage to increase your income and wealth. It is also important to celebrate wisely. You don't need to deny yourself completely. Occasional rewards are fine, but they should be intentional, planned, and aligned with long-term objectives. By celebrating thoughtfully, you enjoy life without undermining your financial growth. In practical terms, one effective strategy is automating your finances. Direct a significant portion of any salary increase into savings and investments immediately. By making saving automatic, you reduce the temptation to spend more out of sight, out of mind. It's a simple method that ensures lifestyle inflation doesn't sneak in unnoticed. Another strategy is to create clear financial goals tied to your future lifestyle, freedom, or wealth. When your focus is on the life you want to build rather than temporary pleasures, your spending naturally aligns with long-term priorities. Visualizing the future you are creating strengthens your resistance to unnecessary spending today. Avoiding lifestyle inflation also means being mindful of social influences. Peer pressure, social media, and societal expectations can subtly push you to spend more as your income grows. Stay focused on your path. Surround yourself with people who respect financial discipline and who share your vision of building wealth rather than living beyond means. Ultimately, the habit of resisting lifestyle inflation transforms a salary into a wealth-building machine. Each dollar you save and invest is multiplied over time. The higher your income grows, the more powerful this habit becomes because every increment now contributes directly to financial independence rather than disappearing into upgraded consumption. By maintaining this mindset, your salary becomes more than just money to spend. It becomes a tool to achieve freedom, security, and abundance. Avoiding lifestyle inflation ensures that every raise, bonus, or extra dollar works to build your future. You gain control over your finances, your choices, and your destiny. Way 13, buy assets, not liabilities. Buy assets, not liabilities. This is one of the most powerful habits that separates people who simply earn a living from those who build real wealth. The difference between assets and liabilities is simple. Assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take money out. Yet, so many people spend their entire lives accumulating things that drain their resources instead of grow them. A fancy car, a bigger house than necessary, or expensive electronics may feel good in the moment, but they do nothing to increase your financial freedom. The key is to consciously shift your spending toward things that generate income, appreciate in value, or create opportunities for growth. Stocks, bonds, real estate that produces rental income, or even a small business can all be considered assets. Each purchase of this kind increases your net worth, builds security, and multiplies your potential over time. The moment you start buying assets, you stop working solely for money and let money start working for you. Understanding the difference is critical. Many people confuse possessions with wealth. Wealth is not measured by what you own, but by what your assets earn for you. A car, no matter how luxurious, is a liability. It loses value, costs insurance, maintenance, and fuel. A rental property, on the other hand, generates income every month and can appreciate in value. The way you spend today determines your financial independence tomorrow. Developing the habit of buying assets requires discipline and awareness. Every purchase should be evaluated based on its long-term contribution to your financial future. Ask yourself, will this put money in my pocket or take money out? This mindset changes the way you see money, spending, and opportunities. You start making decisions that align with building security and freedom instead of short-term satisfaction. Investing in assets is not only about money, it's also about knowledge. Educate yourself about investment options, markets, and opportunities. Read, study, and seek mentors who have successfully built wealth. Each smart investment is backed by understanding, preparation, and strategic thinking. The more you know, the better your decisions become, and the faster your wealth grows. Patience is essential in building assets. Unlike liabilities, which give instant gratification, assets often take time to grow. Stocks may take years to appreciate significantly. Real estate may take time to generate substantial rental income, and businesses require effort to become profitable. The habit of patience and persistence is part of the process. Recognize that your financial future is built today through choices that may not be immediately glamorous, but pay dividends over the long term. Another important aspect is avoiding unnecessary temptations. Marketing, social pressure, and societal expectations push people toward liabilities. High-interest debt, luxury items, and impulse purchases are everywhere. Building the habit of acquiring assets means saying no to things that don't serve your long-term goals. So, every refusal strengthens your financial discipline and accelerates wealth creation. Consistency in this habit multiplies results. Even small, regular investments in assets can have enormous impact over time. The compounding effect works for you when money is invested in income-generating vehicles. Regularly redirecting part of your salary into assets rather than spending it on consumables creates exponential growth. This is how people transform average salaries into substantial wealth. Mindset plays a critical role. See money as a tool to acquire assets, not a reward for consumption. Each dollar is a seed. Spend recklessly and it dies without producing anything. Invest in assets and it grows into more money, more freedom, and more opportunities. This shift in perspective changes every decision you make about your finances. Diversification is also essential. Don't rely on a single type of asset. Stocks, real estate, bonds, small businesses, or educational investments all have a role in creating a balanced financial portfolio. Diversifying reduces risk and ensures that growth comes from multiple channels, not dependent on one single source. This increases finance. Building assets also develops confidence. Each wise purchase reinforces the understanding that your choices matter. Over time, you gain a sense of control over your financial life, knowing that your money works for you instead of the other way around. Confidence allows you to take calculated risks and seize opportunities that others miss, further increasing wealth. Keep track of your assets carefully. Know what you own, the income it generates, and how it contributes to your long-term goals. Treat assets like living entities that require attention, growth, and management. Neglect them, and their potential diminishes. Manage them well, and they become the foundation of financial freedom. Avoid emotional spending. Often, people buy liabilities to satisfy feelings of inadequacy, status, or instant pleasure. Emotional purchases drain resources and delay wealth creation. By consciously focusing on acquiring assets, you build emotional resilience around money. Each decision is intentional, deliberate, and aligned with long-term prosperity. Finally, understand that assets are not only about money. They also include skills, knowledge, and relationships that generate value. Investing in education, learning high-income skills, building strong networks, or creating intellectual property are all forms of assets. They increase earning potential and create opportunities beyond your current salary. Buying assets instead of liabilities is a lifelong habit. It's not a one-time action, but a consistent mindset and practice. Every decision, big or small, contributes to your financial future. The more disciplined you are in this habit, the faster your wealth grows, the more freedom you achieve, and the more opportunities you create for yourself and your family. Way 14, negotiate raises and promotions confidently. Negotiate raises and promotions confidently. This is a habit that many people overlook, but it can be one of the fastest ways to grow your income. Too often, people accept their salary as fixed, as if it were a permanent ceiling, when in reality, Every workplace has opportunities for advancement if you understand how to position yourself and communicate your value effectively. Confidence in negotiation is not about arrogance. It's about knowing what you bring to the table and presenting it clearly. The first step is preparation. Understand your role, your contributions, and the impact you've had on your organization. Gather concrete evidence, numbers, results, projects completed, processes improved, and outcomes achieved. When you can demonstrate specific value, you remove doubt and make it clear why a raise or promotion is justified. This preparation is what separates those who wait passively from those who actively grow their earning potential. Next, understand the market. Research salaries for similar roles in your industry, location, and level of experience. Knowing the standard benchmarks gives you a realistic expectation and strengthens your negotiating position. It also shows that you are informed and serious, which naturally earns respect from your employer. Confidence grows when you know you're not asking blindly, but presenting a request aligned with market reality. Timing matters. Approach the conversation strategically after a successful project, a positive performance review, or a significant contribution. Timing your request when your value is visible and fresh in dots. The minds of decision makers increases your chances of success. It's not just about asking. It's about asking at the right moment when the impact of your work is undeniable. Practice your delivery. Speak clearly, assertively, and professionally. Avoid uncertainty, phrases like "I think," or "maybe," and instead focus on clear statements of your accomplishments and the value you bring. The way you present yourself communicates as much as the content of your request. Confidence is contagious. If you convey it effectively, your employer will respond with seriousness and consideration. Understand objections are part of the process. Not every request will be immediately granted, and there may be pushback. Approach these moments calmly and strategically. Ask for feedback, understand the reasons, and discuss a plan to achieve the next opportunity. Negotiation is not just about a single conversation. It's about building a trajectory of growth and demonstrating that you are proactive in your career. Don't let fear hold you back. Fear of rejection, fear of confrontation, or fear of being perceived as greedy often prevents people from asking for what they deserve. Recognize that negotiating is a normal and necessary part of professional life. The worst outcome is a no, which leaves you in the same position, but with new knowledge and experience. Every attempt strengthens your skills and prepares you for future opportunities. Keep a long-term mindset. Negotiating effectively is not just about one raise or promotion. It's about setting a pattern in your career. People who consistently advocate for themselves grow faster, earn more, and achieve higher levels of financial security than those who stay silent. Each successful negotiation compounds over time, just like investments. Develop self-awareness. Understand your strengths, contributions, and the unique qualities that make you indispensable. The more clearly you see your own value, the more naturally confidence flows. Employers respond positively to individuals who understand their worth and communicate it with clarity and professionalism. Communicate in terms of value, not need. Frame your request around what you have accomplished and what you will continue to contribute. Avoid language that suggests entitlement or personal financial need. Focus on results, improvements, and outcomes. This shifts the conversation from negotiation about money to recognition of your contributions. Leverage relationships and reputation. Building strong professional relationships increases your influence and opens doors. Being reliable, communicative, and cooperative throughout your work creates a reputation that supports your negotiation efforts. People are more willing to invest in someone they trust and respect. Maintain consistency. Confidently asking for raises is not a one-time habit. Make it a part of your career strategy. Evaluate your performance regularly, track achievements, and approach negotiations periodically. By making this habit consistent, you reinforce your value and steadily increase your financial trajectory. Avoid comparison with others. Negotiation is personal and based on your value, not on what someone else earns. Focus on your own contributions and outcomes. Comparing yourself to colleagues creates unnecessary doubt and can undermine your confidence. Your work, results, and effort are what justify your request. Seek mentors or advisors. Learning from people who have successfully navigated negotiations provides strategies, scripts, and insight. Observing how experienced professionals handle these conversations allows you to build skill, reduce anxiety, and approach negotiations with confidence and clarity. Understand that negotiation is a skill, not a one-time event. Like any skill, it improves with practice, reflection, and experience. Each conversation teaches lessons, sharpens your approach, and builds resilience. The more you engage in confident discussions about your worth, the easier it becomes, and the faster your salary growth accelerates. Ultimately, the habit of negotiating confidently transforms your career and financial life. It shifts your mindset from passively accepting income to actively shaping your earning potential. This habit creates upward momentum, aligns recognition with effort, and sets the foundation for long-term wealth. Those who embrace it consistently see results that compound over time, opening doors to financial independence and security. Number 15, budget every dollar with purpose. Budget every dollar with purpose. This habit is about taking control of your money in a deliberate and intentional way. Most people never realize how much money slips through their hands, right? Simply because they never track it or assign it a purpose. They spend without thinking, follow impulses, and let their hard-earned salary vanish without building anything meaningful. When you start budgeting every dollar with purpose, you begin to direct your money toward growth, security, and future opportunities. The first step is awareness. Know exactly how much you earn and how much goes out each month. Write it down. Seeing the flow of your money creates clarity. You begin to notice patterns, small repeated expenses that add up, bills that could be optimized, subscriptions that are unnecessary. Awareness is empowering because it allows you to make choices instead of letting habits control you. Assign every dollar a role. Each dollar should have a destination: saving, investing, bills, essentials, or personal development. When money has a purpose, it works for you instead of disappearing unnoticed. This habit forces discipline, but also creates freedom because you know that each dollar contributes to your goals, not just temporary satisfaction. Prioritize what matters. Decide what is most important in your life and allocate funds accordingly. Essentials like housing, food, transportation, and debt repayment come first. But beyond that, dedicate money to building wealth and learning. Investing in yourself through books, courses, and skills should be treated as essential because it increases your earning power and opens doors in the future. Review and adjust regularly. Life changes, and so should your budget. Revisit your allocations each month. See where you overspent or underspent and make adjustments. Flexibility does not mean losing control. It means improving your strategy. A dynamic, purposeful budget adapts to your growth and evolving priorities while keeping you focused on the long term. Avoid letting emotions control spending. When you budget with purpose, emotional purchases lose their power. The satisfaction of seeing your money move toward your goals outweighs the temporary thrill of impulsive buying. The discipline of planned spending builds confidence and creates a sense of control that permeates other areas of life. Create a system that works for you. Some people prefer spreadsheets, others apps, and some use envelope systems. The tool matters less than the habit. Consistency is key. Making the process routine, reviewing it, and sticking to it ensures your money is always aligned with your intentions. Understand the ripple effect. Every dollar intentionally budgeted compounds over time. Small, consistent actions create massive results. By managing your money purposefully, you prevent leaks, increase savings, and create capital for investment opportunities. Each decision made with awareness contributes to long-term financial freedom. Teach yourself to differentiate between wants and needs. Wants are optional, needs are essential. Prioritize needs, but allow limited room for wants in a controlled way. This distinction builds discipline, ensures stability, and reduces the likelihood of financial stress. Include unexpected expenses in your planning. Life is unpredictable and emergencies happen. By budgeting with foresight, you prevent crises from derailing your progress. A buffer or emergency fund ensures that when surprises come, you respond with calm and control rather than panic and reactive spending. Track progress visually. Seeing your savings grow, debts shrink, and investments increase reinforces the habit. Visual feedback motivates continued discipline. Watching your purposeful budgeting translate into tangible growth is a powerful motivator that keeps you consistent and inspired. Share responsibility if applicable. If you manage money with a partner or family, communicate your purpose and strategy. Alignment and shared goals amplify the habit's impact and prevent conflicts over spending. When everyone understands the why behind each dollar, discipline becomes a collective effort. Challenge unnecessary habits. Identify spending that doesn't serve your goals and remove it. Cancel subscriptions, reduce dining out, and find alternatives. These changes, though small, free up money to allocate toward wealth-building actions. Purposeful budgeting is about eliminating distractions and focusing resources where they matter most. Celebrate milestones, but keep perspective. Hitting savings goals or successfully reallocating funds deserves recognition. These moments reinforce positive behavior, yet always maintain focus on long-term objectives. Budgeting is a journey, and consistent purpose creates compounding advantages over years, not just weeks. Integrate automation where possible. Direct deposits, automatic transfers to savings or investments, and scheduled payments reduce human error and ensure discipline. Automation acts as an extension of your purposeful intent, keeping your financial plan on track without constant mental effort. Maintain accountability. Track results, review decisions, and hold yourself responsible for deviations. Accountability strengthens the habit, ensuring it becomes a permanent part of your financial routine. Self-reflection about spending decisions increases awareness and enhances decision-making over time. Budgeting every dollar with purpose is not about restriction, it's about empowerment. When money serves your goals, it becomes a tool for growth rather than a source of stress. Purposeful allocation provides clarity, security, and confidence. Each dollar becomes a building block toward freedom, opportunity, and lasting wealth. This habit is transformative because it converts passive income handling into intentional money management. It establishes a mindset where every financial choice reinforces your objectives and strengthens your financial foundation. Those who adopt this habit consistently experience growth, control, and freedom that others only dream about. Way 16. Turn hobbies into income opportunities. Turn hobbies into income. This habit is about transforming the passions and activities you already love into ways to earn money, creating both fulfillment and financial. Many people separate work and thinking that money comes only from formal jobs and that hobbies are merely a way to pass the time. This mindset limits. When you recognize the value in what you enjoy and explore ways to monetize it, your work becomes more meaningful, your energy increases, and your income grows without feeling forced. Start by identifying your passions. What activities make you lose track of time? What skills or knowledge do you naturally excel at that others might find valuable? These are clues to potential income streams. Your hobbies often contain hidden opportunities, small gaps where your unique approach can meet someone else's need. The first step is awareness of your own skills and interests and understanding how they can intersect with market demand. Test your ideas without pressure. Experiment with small steps first. Offer your services to friends or community. Sell a small batch of products or create content related to your hobby. The key is action. Testing ideas allows you to learn what resonates, refine your approach, and build confidence without risking significant resources. Each small experiment teaches valuable lessons about your audience, your skills, and how to present value effectively. Understand the power of value exchange. People will pay for products, services, or experiences that solve a problem or fulfill a desire. Your hobby may seem ordinary to you, but to someone else it has unique value. Recognizing this perspective shifts your thinking from self-limiting doubts to opportunities. When you approach your hobbies with the mindset of creating value, monetization becomes natural rather than forced. Combine consistency with creativity. Many hobbies require practice and development to reach a level others will pay for. By committing time consistently to refine your skills, you not only improve mastery, but also increase the potential income you can generate. Creativity adds uniqueness, making your offering stand out in a crowded market. A disciplined approach to growth ensures that your passion remains sustainable as a source of income. Leverage online platforms. Today, the internet provides access to global audiences. Whether through social media, e-commerce, online courses, or freelance platforms, you can share your hobby with people willing to pay for your expertise, products, or services. Understanding where your audience spends time and delivering value to them is essential. Online platforms amplify your reach and allow you to scale your efforts beyond local limitations. Balance enjoyment with professionalism. Turning hobbies into income requires mindset shifts. Treating your passion as a business doesn't mean losing enjoyment. It means taking responsibility for growth, quality, and customer satisfaction. Set standards, meet commitments, and maintain integrity in transactions. Professionalism ensures trust, repeat customers, and opportunities to expand. When combined with genuine passion, it creates a compelling offering that others value and are willing to pay for. Network with like-minded people. Surrounding yourself with individuals who also monetize their passions creates opportunities to collaborate, learn, and gain support. Observing how others turn hobbies into income reveals strategies, pitfalls, and new ideas. Networking also helps you stay motivated and accountable, providing a community that encourages both growth and creativity. Understand multiple incomes. One hobby can generate income in different ways. Selling physical products, offering services, creating digital content, teaching classes, or consulting. Each layer provides additional stability and increases overall earning potential. Diversifying how your hobby creates value ensures that one avenue does limit growth and maximizes returns on your time and effort. Adaptive feedback. People's needs, trends, and preferences change. Listening to feedback allows you to improve offerings, adjust pricing, and discover new opportunities. Adapting without losing authenticity ensures long-term viability. Continuous learning and refinement keep your hobby aligned with market demand while maintaining personal satisfaction. Overcome fear of judgment. Many hesitate to monetize hobbies because they fear criticism or failure. Understanding that value is subjective helps you move past this fear. Focus on providing value to those who appreciate it rather than seeking universal approval. Courage to act, even in the face of uncertainty, is a defining characteristic of those who successfully turn passions into income. Track results and reinvest. Monitor what works and what doesn't. Profits from hobby-based income can be reinvested into improving skills, tools, marketing, or expansion. Tracking allows strategic growth and prevents wasted effort. Each reinvestment compounds your ability to earn and increases the quality of your output, creating a cycle of improvement. Maintain personal fulfillment. Income generation should enhance, not diminish, your love for the hobby. Ensure you maintain a balance between enjoyment and business demands. When your passion fuels your income, motivation remains high and success becomes sustainable. Personal satisfaction and financial reward reinforce each other, creating long-term fulfillment. Recognize that small beginnings lead to big results. Many successful hobby-based entrepreneurs started with minimal investment and modest results. Consistency, learning, and persistence over time lead to significant impact. Starting small allows you to refine your approach without overwhelming risk, while momentum builds gradually and sustainably. Visualize outcomes. Picture the lifestyle, freedom, and opportunities that come from turning your hobbies into income. Visualize motivates action, clarifies objectives, and helps overcome doubts. The mind responds to clear goals with focus and energy, ensuring that each step toward monetization is purposeful. Approach with a problem-solving mindset. Your hobby provides solutions, entertainment, or skill to someone else. Framing it as a contribution rather than self-gain changes your approach. When you focus on solving problems or fulfilling needs, monetization becomes a natural extension of value creation, and people respond positively to your offering. Document processes. Keep records of what works, lessons learned, and progress. Documentation allows you to scale, delegate, or replicate success. It also helps track growth, reinforces discipline, and ensures you build a system rather than relying on chance or memory alone. Maintain resilience. Not every attempt will succeed immediately. Facing challenges, setbacks, or slow growth is part of the process. Resilience ensures you continue refining, learning, and adapting. Persistence in the face of obstacles differentiates those who turn hobbies into lasting income from those who abandon early. Celebrate milestones but stay focused. Recognize progress, small wins, and improvements. Milestones reinforce motivation and provide perspective on growth. Yet, keep attention on long-term objectives. Income from hobbies compounds over time, and steady, focused action produces lasting financial benefits. Turning hobbies into income opportunities transforms not just your finances, but your mindset. You begin to see time, effort, and passion as valuable assets. See, the sense of accomplishment, the confidence gained, and the financial rewards combine to create freedom, purpose, and empowerment. Hobbies no longer remain mere pastimes. They become engines for growth, opportunity, and independence. Way 17. Surround yourself with financially smart people. Surround yourself with financially smart people. The people you spend the most time with have a profound influence on your habits, your mindset, and ultimately your financial outcomes. If you're around individuals who are careless with money, avoid responsibility, or constantly complain about finances, their energy will affect your own thinking and decisions. On the other hand, being around people who are disciplined, knowledgeable, and proactive about money naturally elevates your own approach. Their habits, values, and perspectives become part of your daily experience, shaping your decisions in subtle but powerful ways. Start by identifying the people who influence you most. Look closely at your friends, colleagues, and even the people you follow online. How do they talk about money? How do they handle challenges, setbacks, and opportunities? Are they learning and growing, or are they stagnant and reactive? Awareness is the first step. You cannot change your environment if you don't see its impact on your mindset. Once you know who shapes your financial thinking, make conscious choices to spend more time with those who are financially wise. Attend seminars, join groups, or participate in online communities where money management, investing, and wealth building are discussed openly and constructively. Being in these circles exposes you to new ideas, strategies, and insights that you might never encounter on your own. Each conversation, tip, or story you hear can directly influence your decisions and motivate you to take action. Observe and learn from their habits. Take note of how they budget, save, invest, and manage risk. Pay attention to their mindset, how they view challenges, how they handle failures, and how they celebrate successes. Habits are contagious. When you immerse yourself in an environment where financial discipline is normal, it becomes easier to adopt those same behaviors. Your own actions are influenced not by force, but by repeated exposure to consistent positive examples. Engage in discussions and ask questions. Financially smart people often understand complex concepts in simple ways, and they can guide you toward smarter decisions. Don't be afraid to seek advice, but do so with a mindset of learning, not blindly copying. Take what aligns with your situation and goals and apply it. Active participation deepens understanding and reinforces the lessons you absorb from observation alone. Recognize the importance of accountability. When you surround yourself with financially savvy people, you naturally create an environment where progress is expected. They will inspire you to set higher standards, encourage discipline, and hold you accountable for your financial choices. Accountability is a powerful motivator. It keeps you on track and prevents laziness, impulsive decisions, and self-sabotage. Limit time with those who drain financial energy. Avoid people who constantly make excuses, blame circumstances, or discourage growth. Negative influences can subtly erode confidence and motivation. Protecting your mindset is as important as building your knowledge. You can still care for others, but be mindful of the impact their habits and attitudes have on your own progress. Learn from their successes and mistakes. Every financially smart individual has experienced challenges and setbacks. By listening to their stories, you can avoid repeating the same errors and adopt strategies that have been proven to work. Experience is expensive, but learning from others' experience is free. Absorb lessons, not just from victories, but also from struggles and recoveries. Understand that wealth is as much about mindset as it is about money. People who are financially successful don't just make smart choices with money. They cultivate a mindset that values growth, patience, responsibility, and long-term thinking. Surrounding yourself with these individuals gradually shifts your own perspective, reinforcing habits that support wealth creation instead of instant gratification or careless spending. Encourage mutual growth. Surrounding yourself with smart people is not a one-way street. Share what you learn, ask for feedback, and contribute to the collective knowledge. This reinforces your own understanding, creates stronger connections, and fosters an environment where everyone benefits. Learning becomes active and dynamic rather than passive. Take action consistently. Knowledge alone does not create wealth. Being around financially wise people gives you the tools, ideas, and motivation. But the transformation comes through application. Observe, learn, and then act. The habits, discipline, and strategies you adopt from this network compound over time, significantly impacting your financial outcomes. Create an environment where learning about money is normal. This means prioritizing conversations about goals, investments, savings, and financial plans. Make it a habit to discuss opportunities and solutions rather than complaints and limitations. A positive, solution-focused environment stimulates growth and makes sound financial behavior natural. Protect your mindset from comparison. While learning from financially smart people, focus on their strategies and principles rather than comparing yourself to their results. Everyone's journey is different. The goal is growth and understanding, not competition or envy. Comparison can trigger fear or doubt, which hinders progress. Instead, focus on learning, applying, and improving your own circumstances. Measure progress and celebrate improvements. Being around financially disciplined individuals helps you recognize growth that may have gone unnoticed. Take note of your progress in saving, investing, or income growth, and acknowledge small wins. Celebrating milestones reinforces good habits, strengthens motivation, and sustains momentum for long-term success. Stay consistent in exposure. Surrounding yourself with financially smart people should be ongoing, not temporary. The longer you maintain this environment, the more deeply ingrained their habits, thinking, and discipline become part of your routine. Consistency ensures that lessons are absorbed, applied, and eventually become second nature. Recognize the broader benefits. Being around financially intelligent people doesn't just improve your money habits. It enhances decision-making, problem-solving, confidence, and resilience. It teaches you patience, long-term thinking, and the ability to evaluate risk. These skills spill over into all areas of life, creating a mindset of abundance, capability, and purpose. In the end, your financial success is not just about your salary or your investments. It is about the environment, influences, and relationships that shaped your thinking. Being intentional about the people you spend time with, choosing those who are financially disciplined, motivated, and knowledgeable, creates a natural pathway to growth. Exposure to their habits, perspectives, and accountability accelerates your own development. You become the average of those you associate with, and by surrounding yourself with financially smart people, you inevitably adopt their mindset, strategies, and standards, setting yourself on a trajectory to build wealth steadily and confidently. Way 18. Reinvest extra income instead of spending it. Reinvest extra income instead of spending it. The moment you earn more than your regular expenses, a choice stands before you. You can spend that extra income on temporary pleasures, Or you can put it to work to grow your financial future. Every extra dollar you earn has the potential to create more income, but only if you use it wisely. Spending it immediately gives temporary satisfaction, but reinvesting it compounds your wealth, strengthens your financial security, and opens doors to opportunities that most people never reach. Think of every extra payment, bonus, or unexpected financial gain as a tool for growth. The temptation to indulge is strong. Society constantly pressures you to upgrade your lifestyle, buy the latest gadgets, or show off success. But those who consistently choose to reinvest understand that real wealth is built through patience, discipline, and repeated strategic action. They look beyond the immediate pleasure and focus on the long-term outcome. Start by identifying where you can allocate extra income for maximum impact. Paying down high-interest debt is often the first step. Eliminating these obligations not only reduces financial stress, but also frees up cash flow that can be reinvested. Beyond debt, consider investing in assets that generate returns, whether through stocks, real estate, or other ventures. Every dollar you reinvest becomes a seed for future growth. The key is consistency. Even small amounts, when reinvested regularly, create powerful compounding effects over time. Avoid the trap of lifestyle inflation. Many people receive raises or bonuses and immediately increase spending, thinking it reflects success. This habit keeps wealth stagnant. Reinvesting extra income requires intentionality. Decide in advance how much of any additional income will go toward investments, savings, or skill development. Make it automatic if possible, so discipline doesn't rely on motivation alone. Automation ensures that every surplus works toward your long-term goals without being wasted on impulse purchases. Diversify your reinvestment strategy. Reinvesting isn't just about putting money in one account or one type of asset. Spread it across multiple channels that suit your risk tolerance and growth objectives. Some funds can go into a retirement account, some into a stock portfolio, and some into skill-building opportunities or business ventures. Diversification reduces risk while increasing the potential for returns, giving you a balanced approach to building lasting wealth. Develop a mindset of abundance and foresight. Viewing extra income as a tool rather than a reward changes your relationship with money. It shifts focus from short-term gratification to long-term growth. Each time you reinvest, you reinforce habits of discipline, responsibility, and planning. Over time, this mindset transforms how you approach every financial decision, making wealth creation a natural result of the way you think and act. Track and measure your reinvestments. Keep a clear record of where extra income is directed and how it performs. Awareness builds accountability and ensures that your money is working effectively. Regularly reviewing results also allows you to adjust strategies based on performance and emerging opportunities. Being proactive rather than passive ensures that your wealth-building efforts remain dynamic and responsive to change. Celebrate the progress without celebrating indulgence. Reinforcing good habits is critical. Recognize the growth that comes from reinvestment. The increases in your portfolio, the debt that's been eliminated, the skills and knowledge acquired, these milestones are far more meaningful and sustainable than the fleeting satisfaction of consumer purchases. Each small win builds confidence, reinforcing the discipline needed to continue the process. Avoid distractions that pull you back into immediate spending. It's easy to justify minor indulgences, thinking they won't hurt, but over time, small unplanned expenses accumulate and dilute the power of reinvestment. Discipline means maintaining focus, prioritizing growth over temporary pleasure, and remembering that every dollar reinvested multiplies the opportunities available to you. Incorporate learning into reinvestment. Beyond financial growth, consider reinvesting in yourself. Extra income can fund courses, mentorships, books, and experiences that increase your earning potential and skills. Investing in personal development is one of the highest return investments available. Every skill learned, every network built, and every insight gained expands your ability to generate more income in the future. Visualize the long-term impact. Think of reinvested funds as the foundation of future security and freedom. Each reinvested dollar becomes part of a larger financial ecosystem, generating new opportunities, providing stability, and creating options. Understanding the potential of compounding and consistent reinvestment encourages patience and persistence. Wealth grows gradually, but the cumulative effect over time is profound. Encourage consistency in mindset and action. Treat reinvestment not as an occasional strategy, but as a core habit. Financial growth isn't about luck or sudden windfalls, it's about repeated, intelligent decisions. Each reinvestment reinforces discipline and strengthens the mindset that focuses on opportunity rather than consumption. Remember that reinvestment creates resilience. Life is unpredictable. Emergencies, market fluctuations, or personal setbacks can occur. Having resources reinvested strategically builds a cushion that protects against unexpected challenges. Financial resilience allows you to face difficulties without derailing your progress, reinforcing confidence and peace of mind. Teach and share these principles with others. When you consistently reinvest and grow wealth, it creates opportunities to inspire, mentor, and support those around you. Share knowledge about smart reinvestment not only helps others, but also reinforces your own understanding and commitment. Teaching becomes an extension of your wealth-building habits. The path to building wealth on a salary is not just about how much you earn, but how strategically you use every extra dollar. Reinvesting extra income is a habit that separates those who remain stuck in a paycheck cycle from those who steadily build financial independence. Each intentional reinvestment creates a ripple effect, expanding opportunities, increasing security, and solidifying habits of discipline and foresight. Over time, these disciplined actions, repeated consistently, lead to significant financial growth and a mindset oriented toward abundance, opportunity, and sustainable wealth. Way 19, stay consistent with long-term financial goals. Stay consistent with long-term financial goals. One of the most overlooked aspects of financial success is the power of consistency. It's not about occasional bursts of effort or sporadic investment decisions. True wealth is built by those who maintain focus and discipline toward their long-term financial goals every single day. Staying consistent means developing a plan and committing to it, even when immediate results aren't visible. It's about doing the right things repeatedly, knowing that over time, compounding and strategic effort produce extraordinary outcomes. Many people get discouraged because they expect quick results. They save a little, invest a little, and when they don't see immediate change, they quit or change course. Wealth doesn't work that way. The secret is not in speed, but in persistence. Staying consistent means setting clear financial goals, knowing exactly what you want to achieve, whether it's building a retirement fund, paying off debt, purchasing a home, or creating multiple income streams, and then taking steady, deliberate steps toward them. Start by defining your long-term goals in detail. Know the exact figures, timelines, and milestones that matter to you. Be specific. Instead of a vague idea like, I want to be rich, set a goal to save a certain amount by a specific date, or to invest a particular sum regularly. Clarity creates focus, and focus allows consistency. Without clearly defined goals, efforts are scattered. Our scavardisti, cereals, precipitaferns, and energy is wasted on things that don't move you closer to your desired outcome. Break your long-term goals into smaller, manageable tasks. Consistency becomes easier when each day, week, or month has actionable steps that align with your bigger objectives. Small, repeated actions accumulate into substantial progress. Tracking these actions regularly ensures that no step is overlooked, no opportunity missed, and no deviation goes unnoticed. This structure creates momentum, making the journey toward your goals predictable and achievable. Avoid distractions and temptation that pull you away from long-term objectives. It's natural to face short-term desires and pressures, whether it's buying something you want now or chasing an instant financial win. Staying consistent requires discipline. Remind yourself of the bigger picture. Visualize the outcome you're working toward, and let that vision guide your daily decisions. Each choice aligned with your long-term goals strengthens habits, builds confidence, and reinforces self-control. Review progress regularly. Consistency doesn't mean mindless repetition. It means intentionally evaluating what works and what doesn't, adjusting strategies while staying committed to your goals. Regular review allows you to celebrate progress, recognize challenges, and reinforce your motivation. Tracking progress visually or through a journal can make the journey tangible, keeping focus sharp and preventing drift from the plan. Develop routines and systems that support your financial objectives. Automate savings, investments, and debt payments whenever possible. Systems reduce reliance on willpower and minimize the risk of forgetting or delaying critical actions. When consistency is built into your daily life through routines, staying aligned with long-term goals becomes effortless. Each automated step moves you closer to financial independence without constant mental effort. Consistency is also reinforced by surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals. Being around people who value financial discipline, understand long-term planning, and share similar objectives strengthens your own commitment. Conversations, accountability, and observation of their habits provide reinforcement and motivation. A supportive environment makes staying consistent not just easier, but natural. Celebrate small wins along the way. Progress toward long-term goals can feel slow at times. Recognizing incremental achievements keeps morale high and strengthens the psychological commitment to continue. Each milestone reached is proof that consistency works, enforcing your confidence and motivating you to maintain effort even during challenging periods. Stay committed, even with unexpected expenses, economic fluctuations, or personal setbacks can tempt you to abandon your financial plan. Consistency means maintaining course despite. Flexibility within your plan is important. Adjust strategies as needed, but the commitment to the overarching goals must remain unwavering. Those who persist through adversity ultimately reach their objectives faster and with greater confidence than those who abandon at the first sign of difficulty. Focus on the compounding effect of consistency. Every small disciplined action multiplies over time. Saving regularly, investing steadily, avoiding impulsive spending, and making informed financial decisions compound into significant results. The key is not sporadic brilliance, but repeated intelligent action over the long term. Consistency leverages time and discipline to produce wealth far beyond what occasional efforts could achieve. Align your daily choices with your long-term vision. Every financial decision, no matter how small, should be evaluated based on how it contributes to your ultimate goals. This mindset transforms consistency from a mechanical habit into an intentional way of life. You begin to see opportunities to advance your objectives in everyday activities, and decisions become purposeful rather than reactive. Consistency also fosters confidence. When you commit to a plan and follow through, you learn to trust yourself. This self-trust reduces anxiety, strengthens decision-making, and creates a foundation for taking calculated risks. Confidence built through consistent action is far more reliable than luck or fleeting motivation. And it allows you to navigate financial opportunities with clarity and courage. Avoid measuring success solely by immediate results. Staying consistent requires patience. Wealth accumulation, skill development, and financial independence are long-term endeavors. Those who stay committed understand that delays, setbacks, or slow progress are part of the process, not signs of failure. They maintain effort, knowing that persistence is the bridge between ambition and achievement. Educate yourself continuously as part of your consistent journey. Financial knowledge compounds alongside action. Every book read, course completed, or lesson applied reinforces your strategy and strengthens the effectiveness of your efforts. Consistency in learning ensures that your actions remain informed and adaptive to changing circumstances, enhancing long-term results. Finally, embed consistency into your identity. It's no longer just about following a plan, but becoming the Pirates type of person who naturally acts with discipline and purpose. When consistency becomes part of who you are, long-term financial goals are no longer distant aspirations. They are inevitable outcomes of the person you have become through daily intentional action. Way 20. Keep learning about money and wealth building. Keep learning about money and wealth building. True financial success doesn't stop with making money or managing your paycheck. The world of money is constantly evolving, and staying educated is what separates those who merely survive from those who thrive. Learning about money isn't just a task, it's a lifestyle. It requires dedication, curiosity, and the willingness to adapt. The more you understand money, the better your decisions will be, and the faster you can grow your wealth. Start by understanding the basics: budgeting, saving, investing, and managing debt. These are the pillars that every financially successful person relies on. But learning doesn't stop there. Explore the dynamics of markets, how interest and inflation work, and the different types of investment options available. The more you know, the more equipped you are to make intelligent decisions rather than leaving your financial future to chance. Knowledge reduces fear. When you understand the tools available and the consequences of your actions, you make choices with confidence, not hesitation. Learning about money also helps you spot opportunities. The world is full of ways to increase income, create passive revenue, and invest wisely. But if you remain uninformed, those opportunities pass unnoticed. Educating yourself opens doors to strategies that others may never even consider. Reading books by successful investors, attending workshops, listening to financial podcasts, and following credible mentors builds your financial intelligence. Every new piece of knowledge is an advantage that compounds over time. Apply what you learn consistently. Knowledge alone isn't enough. Action is required to turn learning into results. As you understand new concepts, experiment with small steps. Whether it's investing a portion of savings, starting a side hustle, or renegotiating your bills, applying what you learn turns abstract knowledge into tangible progress. Each successful application reinforces your confidence and motivates you to continue expanding your financial skills. Surround yourself with people who also value learning. Being around financially literate individuals exposes you to insights, experiences, and ideas you might not encounter otherwise. Conversations with informed people sharpen your thinking, challenge your assumptions, and encourage you to take action. Community and accountability in learning are as important as the content itself because they create an environment that nurtures growth. Avoid the trap of thinking you know enough. Wealthy people understand that education is never complete. The financial landscape changes. New investment tools, economic trends, and personal circumstances require ongoing learning. Staying updated allows you to pivot when necessary, take advantage of new opportunities, and protect your assets. Those who stop learning fall behind, while those committed to growth continue moving forward. Learning about money also changes your mindset. When you gain knowledge, you see possibilities instead of limitations. You start thinking strategically about your income, your savings, and your investments. Every decision is evaluated through the lens of knowledge, which leads to smarter choices. Your mindset shifts from scarcity to abundance, from short-term thinking to long-term planning. This mental transformation is as valuable as any financial gain because your habits and decisions will reflect this deeper understanding. Don't rely solely on one source of information. Books, mentors, courses, podcasts, and practical experience all contribute to a well-rounded financial education. Each offers different perspectives and strategies, allowing you to form your own informed approach. Cross-reference ideas, test them in real life, and refine your approach as you grow. The combination of study and practice creates a level of understanding that leads to true financial mastery. Keep learning about risk management as well. Understanding how to protect yourself against losses is just as important as growing your wealth. Insurance, diversification, and emergency planning are all aspects of a secure financial foundation. The more educated you are about potential risks, the better you can safeguard your money while still taking calculated chances that lead to growth. Teach others as part of your learning journey. Explaining concepts to someone else reinforces your own understanding and helps you internalize lessons. Sharing knowledge builds confidence, strengthens your habits, and creates a network of financially informed individuals. As you teach, you also learn. Every question from someone else challenges you to think deeper and solidifies your expertise. Stay patient and persistent. Learning about money is not a sprint, it's a lifelong journey. The insights you gain today may compound years from now into life-changing results. Consistency in learning ensures that your financial strategies evolve alongside your knowledge. With every hour invested in understanding money, your ability to make intelligent decisions grows, and your path to wealth becomes clearer and faster. Apply critical thinking to everything you learn. Not all advice will fit your situation, and not every strategy is right for every person. Analyze information carefully, test it where possible, and adapt it to your own circumstances. Being discerning allows you to benefit from knowledge while avoiding mistakes others make. By blindly following advice, keep a curious mindset. The more you ask questions, the more you discover. Don't settle for surface-level understanding. Explore the reasons behind financial strategies, understand the mechanisms at work, and seek depth in your learning. Curiosity drives innovation and improvement. It pushes you to look for better ways to manage, grow, and protect your money. Celebrate progress in your finances. Each book read, each lesson applied, each smart decision made is a step toward mastery. Acknowledge your growth, but never become complacent. The goal isn't just knowledge for the sake of it. It's knowledge applied consistently to improve your life, your security, and your freedom. Finally, integrate learning into your daily routine. Treat financial education as essential as earning your salary itself. Dedicate time every day to expand your understanding, review strategies, and refine your skills. Over weeks, months, and years, this consistent effort compounds into a level of competence and confidence that transforms your financial reality. Knowledge becomes power, and power transforms your income, your opportunities, and ultimately your life. The truth is, those who commit to continuous learning about money will always have an edge. They are not the luckiest. They are the most prepared, the most informed, and the most disciplined. Wealth follows knowledge applied with consistency. Every hour you invest in learning about money is an investment in your future, in your security, and in the life you deserve. As you take a step back and look at all these strategies, it becomes clear that building wealth isn't about chasing quick wins or relying on luck. It's about consistent actions, smart decisions, and a mindset that values growth over instant gratification. Each of the 20 strategies discussed works together like pieces of a puzzle. Tracking your expenses keeps you aware of where your money goes. Saving and paying yourself first creates a safety net. Investing consistently allows your money to grow over time, and learning about money ensures you make intelligent choices along the way. The path to financial freedom is not complicated. It's simple but requires discipline. Avoiding high-interest debt, delaying gratification, and investing in your skills are all steps that compound over time. Decision matters. Every dollar you save, every skill you acquire, every opportunity you take or risk you assess is part of the bigger picture. Wealth is not an accident. It is the result of deliberate actions taken day after day, month after month, year after year. Consistency is the bridge between knowing and achieving. It doesn't matter how much you earn if you don't manage your money wisely. It doesn't matter how many opportunities come your way if you aren't prepared to take advantage of them. The true measure of financial intelligence is not just what you make, but how you make it work for you. This is why automating savings, reviewing finances regularly, and teaching others what you've learned are so powerful. They reinforce habits that keep you on the right track, even when life becomes unpredictable. Surrounding yourself with the right people cannot be overstated. The influence of financially wise individuals challenges you, motivates you, and keeps you accountable. Their insight, experience, and advice help you see opportunities that you might have missed on your own. At the same time, avoiding unhealthy financial influences protects you from poor decisions that could derail your progress. The people around you shape your thinking, your habits, and ultimately, your success. The most important lesson is that wealth is built from choices, not chance. Your mindset, your discipline, and your commitment to action are more powerful than any salary or bonus you receive. When you focus on building the right habits, applying knowledge consistently, and investing in yourself and your future, wealth becomes a natural result. It's not about being lucky, it's about being prepared and intentional. Remember that each small step matters. Cutting unnecessary expenses, saving a portion of every paycheck, and investing early might feel minor on a daily basis, but over time, these actions compound into significant results. Financial success is like a snowball rolling downhill. The key is to start, maintain momentum, and keep it moving. Every decision reinforces your discipline and brings you closer to the life you envision. Finally, commit to lifelong learning and improvement. The world changes, markets evolve, and new opportunities arise every day. Staying informed, adapting, and refining your strategies ensures that you don't just survive financially, but thrive. Your salary is not a limit, it's a foundation. How you manage it, grow it, and leverage it determines how rich you will become over time. Your financial journey is in your hands. Start with the habits discussed, apply them consistently, and watch your wealth grow. Wealth is not an end in itself. It is the freedom to live life on your terms. Provide security for yourself and your family, and create opportunities to make a positive impact. The power is within you. The habits are within reach. Begin today, act consistently, and you will transform not just your finances, but your entire life.